Hey y'all, it's Day. So I'm going to be doing a reading for us today. Very much looking forward to this reading. This is the deck that I'll be using today. I'm going to leave the link below in the comment section to my website. I am receiving. If you guys would like to contribute to my readings in any way, there are various ways to contribute. I also have an Etsy wish list, Amazon wish list, or you can send love through PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, all the things. I have a lot of fun interactive activities for you through my website. And as I've been mentioning, I also have a service that will be coming through sometime in the upcoming months, where you can I can read alongside you. So if you are someone that has a base knowledge of tarot and you've begun reading for yourself, but you're needing a little bit more context, a little bit more support or understanding of the cards that you pull for yourself, I will be offering that service, and you can shoot me an email to let me know that you're interested in that as well, if you like. And I'm going to be having some products available for anyone that is interested. So I'll be having candles and some other items. So I'm very excited for that. Check me out. I'm going to go ahead and get started, you guys. So angels, guides, ancestors, God, God's source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the protection. Please continue to guide and protect us as we walk our path. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Very interesting. So the first thing that's coming up on the top left of the spread, we have the Three of Wands coming out in reverse, ruled by the Sun and Aries. Directly underneath that, towards the bottom left of the spread, we have the Ace of Candles. Isn't that crazy? So the Three of Wands can speak to someone that is planning ahead or scoping out what direction they want to go in next. It could be kind of like a higher vision or a bigger or broader vision about your life and the possibilities, the direction I'm hearing that someone is wanting to go. So with the Three of Wands coming out in reverse, someone may have, and it feels kind of like in the past, not felt as optimistic about their options and their choices and the possibilities surrounding them and their capabilities to receive them, achieve them, accomplish them. But again, it does feel like kind of past tense, like someone can step over it at this point, whereas in the future that hurdle may have felt a lot bigger, a lot higher, a lot taller. So you guys know, you guys have probably heard someone say this. I've heard a couple people say this, like something that seemed really big when you were a kid, now it's not. Like you go back to revisit it, like maybe it's a park or something like that as an adult, and you're like, wow, this used to feel so big, this used to feel so high. So it's that type of energy. So spiritual team is coming through very clearly to say that for whoever this message is for, there's this energy of someone's going to be presented with something again, or come across something familiar again, or that was in the past, and it's kind of like it's going to feel like, oh, I like this used to be so intimidating, or this used to seem so big, like I used to not know, how to navigate this place or this space. And spiritual team is wanting them to really take some time to recognize their growth, their knowledge as well. So it's also someone may be revisiting some type of literature or knowledge of some kind of information. Perhaps it's a class that you needed to retake, and you've had so much life experience and time has passed by and perspective has been realized that in revisiting this is just kind of like, okay, I have a better grasp on these things now, and I feel more confident about that. Very interesting. I love that. So with the Ace of Candles coming out, look how much bigger this candle is the Ace of Candle is in comparison to the Three of Candles or the Three of Wands. So with the aces, if you're familiar with tarot, the aces is like divine, the pure, the most pure and vast energy of whichever element it is. So definitely there's this emphasis on you being supported, and I'm getting this feeling of wind being under your sails for whoever this message is for. Let me pull the sheet up because I'm like, there's this energy of wind being I don't know how to say it, the wind under your sails, like a gust of wind kind of coming out of nowhere. And I'm hearing the word momentum. So look forward to that. Expect that. Get yourself in a position to receive this gust of wind that spiritual team, angels, guides, ancestors, God, the universe is sending your way. And there's this energy of being advantageous. So just taking advantage of it. Love that for you. So towards the top of the spread, we have the Nine of Cups coming out in reverse. Very interesting. So I'm hearing the word angel, and I thought that was funny too, because I kind of paused when I said it too. I was like, wait, angels? Because I don't really necessarily speak on angels or anything. That's not necessarily my field. I do speak on spiritual team a lot because I hear my spiritual team, so I feel like other people's spiritual teams just be coming through to drop a word for us. But I don't really just necessarily, I've never been called to just say angels or to speak on angels. Well, there's some kind of reference to someone has an angel, and then I'm hearing guardian that is watching over them. So love that for you. And with the Nine of Cups coming out in reverse, it feels like a very delicate situation or very sensitive situation. And I'm also hearing heart murmur. So if whoever this message is for is dealing with something related to health, or has a loved one that's dealing with something related to health, to know that they are protected, you are protected in the process of assisting them as well. It's a delicate situation. Very interesting. So the situation itself is being watched over regardless of the circumstance. Okay. So underneath this Nine of Cups, we have the universe coming out in reverse. Very interesting. Right now may be a time for whoever this message is for where things kind of feel upside down, or things are in the process of shifting, but in the process of that shifting, it destabilizes us. And that could cause a lot of worry, and I'm hearing pain as well. So definitely being anchored and trying your best to maintain groundedness, and knowing that your spiritual team, that your angels are watching over you, that they have oversight over the situation, and that they are present during these times. is going to be very important. And they're hoping that with this message that would allow you to get yourself in a mental state where you allow yourself to also be at peace, again, regardless of the circumstance. So on top of the universe, which came out in reverse, where things in our life can feel like things are shifting, and because of that it causes discomfort, we have the page. Is this the page? Yeah. We have the page of wands, and we have the 9 of coins in reverse. Very interesting. So the 9 of coins is ruled by Venus and Scorpio. And the page of candles. I feel like they have a lot that they want to say. The page, candles. There is this reference to someone feeling helpless, hopeless. They feel kind of like their hands are tied, or again, there's this touch and go type of energy. This is very delicate. This is very sensitive. There's not much that they can do personally, and there may be a situation, especially if it's in regards to this health issue with the heart murmur or something like that. They may also feel like something about the situation. Maybe the healthcare providers are also kind of like, it's a touch and go type of situation. It's a delicate situation. Okay, so we have that. Underneath that, we have the 5 of coins coming out in reverse. Okay. So that is a good sign with the 5 of coins coming out in reverse. There's this reference to this could be a situation where we could look at poorly, or like woe is me type of situation. But it does feel like there's some kind of silver lining, or there is some kind of light or glimmer of hope, if you haven't been presented with it yet, that it is coming near you. So to look for it and to expect it regarding the situation, that you won't continue to be left in the dark going forward. And that glimmer, that hope, that light, or the silver lining feels like it may be more information regarding the health situation. Then towards the bottom left of the spread, we have the 10 of wands coming out upright, ruled by Saturn and Sagittarius. The 10 of wands. Yeah. Okay. Then on the right of that, we have the Ace of Coins. We also have the Hermit card, which is coming out in reverse. Yeah, so there's just a reference with the Hermit in reverse to maybe feeling depressed regarding the situation, feeling down regarding the situation. Again, feeling limited, or that you would like to, as much as you would like to help, like what could you do? Feeling like that. And then we also have the Ace of Cups coming out. So yeah, spiritual team is coming through very clearly, and someone's angels is coming through very clearly to say that there is a cup of abundance, a cup of joy, or a cup of like a light on the other side of things coming towards you. and also for the person in concern, dealing with the health issue. So to look out for that. We also have the Seeker or the Fool card coming out upright, and on the right of that we have the Ten of Cups. Yeah, so even despite this situation feeling like touch and go, even despite that there's a health concern, even despite at the top of the reading there was a reference to things not feeling as expansive, or someone not, completely knowing the direction of their life or what to expect. There may have been a situation where, because of the situation or the circumstances that you're dealing with, you don't know what to expect for the future. Like, you kind of feel like you can't really just plan things the way that you want to because of the health concerns that's going on with a loved one, something like that. Like how something going on with a family member or a close person can kind of halt our own plans and put us in positions where we're just not as optimistic about the possibilities. Spiritual team is saying, despite all of that, despite our circumstance, like, don't allow our external circumstances to dictate our inner state and our state of being. And obviously that's way easier said than done. I've been practicing not allowing external things to dictate my state of being and my sense of happiness as well, and I do know that is very challenging. But with the messages coming through, there's been a lot of references throughout the message that indicate that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but not just a light. The light is representing opportunity, new information, hope, some kind of resource, some kind of assistance, or something like that you haven't thought of before. But not even just that, there's also this energy of something coming in, and I'm hearing the word pouring. Like, spiritual team is going to be pouring into the situation, into the person, whoever this message is for. And it just feels like healing energy, opportunities, wealth. It feels like just like a unexpected blessing. And it does feel like it could be spiritual or it could be elusive, but it's not limited to. It can be very tangible as well. I mean, it will be tangible because you will see it in your life, but there's definitely, I'm hearing a glimmer of hope definitely coming here. So spiritual team is wanting whoever this message is for to, don't give up, don't get discouraged, to maintain, to set expectations, to speak out loud what is needed, to speak out loud to your spiritual team about your situations. They know, but also, there's free will and then there's consent. So if you are needing any type of assistance, to make that known verbally. But yeah, again, with the Seeker or the Fool card coming out and then the Ten of Cups coming out right next to it, this is such a beautiful confirmation that for whoever this message is for, in whatever ways that you have felt limited by this situation in regards to health and things, that things are way more expansive than you realize. The possibilities are always way more available than you realize. Solutions are always, and solutions, opportunities, blessings are always way more available than we realize. It's just that living in this 3D world can sometimes, seeing externally our circumstances and what we're dealing with can really make us feel like otherwise. But remember how strong our minds are and how strong our perspective can be, how powerful it can be. And spiritual team is saying also there's a reference to plans that someone had. And again, they feel limited because not that they feel any type of way like their loved one or whoever is dealing with a health issue. I don't get the feeling that they are burdened by them necessarily, like, oh, I could be doing so many other things, but it's kind of like something about the situation limits what they are thinking is possible for them in general, because they still want to keep that person with them. So it's kind of like maybe if you and the person dealing with the health condition said like, oh, I wanted to go, on vacation here, and now spiritual team and the angels specifically are coming through to acknowledge that whoever this message is for has kind of like, oh, well, this might not be able to happen, and this might not be able to happen. Like, they're saying, like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to worry about that. That's not your, they're not necessarily, that's not your job, but, like, that's not your scope. Like, don't limit yourself. We're not limiting you. You'll still be able to go on vacations or whatever your plans are. You'll still be able to live a full life. You'll still be able to do all the things. Wish fulfillment with a 10 of Cups coming out, ruled by Mars and Pisces. I didn't know that was ruled by Mars and Pisces. Very interesting. So, like, that's a combination that I never even thought about before. Mars and Pisces, like, I think Mars is debilitated in Pisces, but yet and still things get done with a 10 of Cups. So it's like you're going to be receiving, and none of it has to do with anything that you have to do to receive it. And again, those cards came out on top of the Ace of Cups. So big spirit energy. Spiritual team is going to be pouring into whoever this message is for. And we just talked about that for the Three of Wands and the Ace of Wands. And we're talking about how much bigger the Ace of Wands is than the Three of Wands. And look how bigger the Ace of Cups is than the individual 10 of Cups. So that's an indication that our spiritual team, God, universe, our angels, their influence is way greater than ours. And that's why in the beginning of the reading there was this reference to there's about to be a blow of wind under your sails. Prepare for it. Position yourself for it. Take advantage of it. The word advantageous came through earlier in the reading. So love that for us. Then we have the ace. Not the ace. We have the Seven of Cups coming out in reverse on top of the Page of Candles that came out earlier. And earlier, I'm not sure if I gave much context to the Page of Candles. I don't think I did give that much context to it. But now I'm getting that with the Page of Candles. There's a reference to whoever this message is for, inner light. It's kind of like their hope, their inspiration, their expectations, their will, so to speak, has been affected surrounding, their optimism regarding the situation. So spiritual team is saying to use this challenging circumstance that is very, very real, to use it to strengthen your faith and your belief in yourself, your circumstances, the fact that things are always changing, that things can change at any point. Remember, this came out on top of the universe or the world card coming out in reverse as well. So again, things are changing, things are shifting in our lives, and how that can create instability or an illusion or a feeling of instability. It's easy when things like this happen, especially when it's related to health, can destabilize us and make us feel like, I don't know what's going on. Spiritual team is saying use this as an opportunity to hold rank or to pull rank on your own spiritual sovereignty, your own spiritual authority and faith and belief that everything is always working out. Matter of fact, it's already taken care of. There is a way. There will always be ways. Again, spiritual team tells us all the time. There's more opportunities and possibilities surrounding us, regardless of what our circumstance looks or feels like all the time. And allow yourself to be transformed by this knowing. So there is a level of surrender that is required to have faith, to continue to affirm to yourself, I have no worries. That is something that came up in a reading, a couple of readings back, and an affirmation that I have incorporated into my life recently, which is I have no worries. I have no worries. If you know anything about affirmations, or if you've practiced using affirmations, when you say them, you'll notice that your body will start responding to it. Maybe your heart might close, maybe your gut might tighten up. Find out where that's happening for you, and then just try to remember as you're saying it to open your gut up or open your heart up. And it's like an exercise, because sometimes when you're using affirmations, you may feel like, hold on,